Welcome to Bandit's Keep Actual Play. I'm Daniel. We're continuing our adventure with the Fangs of Peeplove. They are now, through the help of a very nice herd of Pegasi, been flown to the roof of the Goblin's Tower, defeated the Goblin King, and they're about to make their way in. Okay, so once again, they're on top of the tower. They move down. Let me actually see. Actually, I rolled 1 for that, right? So there's actually monster and treasure in that room. So since he's the Hobgoblin King, I probably should give him the better treasure. But I think what I'll do is, yeah, he'll have one of these treasures. So I'm going to roll a d8. 6. Potion. All right, he has a potion. They pick up a potion. Okay, they pick up a potion of dragon control. They don't know what that is yet, but they'll bring it back to an alchemist unless they get desperate. They need to randomly drink a potion. Does this guy have anything they want to take from him? I mean, they do have rope. They could try to crawl down at this point, but man, they've made a massive sacrifice to get here. She's going to actually take his battle axe because since she broke her sword, it's not ideal. She really doesn't want to get into any combat. The magic user will just grab his heavy crossbow and throw it over his back. He can't use it, but a heavy crossbow is super useful. But I think a longbow is, there's no reason why the halfling can't use the heavy crossbow. Yeah, halfling's going to pass his short bow over to the magic user, and he's going to switch to the heavy crossbow. All right. Yeah, that way they have all the weapons that they need. And, all right, let's go. All right, so that entryway, okay, it's basically a spiral staircase that continues going down. Let me roll to see if that combat was heard. It was mostly took place on the roof, so might not be too bad. I'm going to say on a 1 or a 2, another monster comes up the stairs because they heard the noise. 4. Okay, nothing. Okay, so we're in that first room. There is a spiral staircase going down, but there's also a door here. Doors are always interesting. The party's going to listen at the door. We're not worrying about light in here because I'm going to assume I can see windows. So all 3 of them are just going to listen because 3 people can listen and, got to do what you got to do. 1 or a 2 for the halfling or the elf, a 1 for the human. So I'll roll halfling, doesn't hear anything. Human, doesn't hear anything. Elf does if there's something on the other side. Let me see what might be there. 6, the room's empty. Okay, so she listens, she doesn't hear anything. Opens the door, checks it out, the room's empty. It's been trashed by the goblins. Now they got to figure out what to do. They're going to slowly and stealthily move down the stairs. Probably the elf will cruise forward and sneak. She's not wearing any armor. Oh, actually, you know what? I've got the magic user has what is effectively my thieves kit, which gives him does he have? No, the halfling's quieter because he's not wearing any shoes because halflings don't wear shoes. The halfling's going to sneak to the edge and peek down the stairs and see what he sees. So that would be here. It's funny these arrows are pointing up, of course, because they assume you're going to go up. Is that anything in that room down there? Let's take a peek. 3 would be empty. Chance of treasure, though. I didn't roll on the other one. I should have rolled. Actually, there's treasure in there. Let me roll in the other room, too. Yeah, there was actually treasure in that other room, too. So I'm going to roll, let's see, unguarded treasure. I have the treasures there, so I'm going to roll on that treasure list. 3. Ooh, a gem. So that first room had a gem in it. And this one down here has 8. Ooh, roll. Okay, that's random unguarded treasure. Let me roll that now. So let me show you how you do that. So if you have an unguarded treasure, this is a level 1. I know they're fighting a Necromancer, but it's a level 1 adventure because they're level 1. So the way we do unguarded treasure is we just look over here. There's always silver. Got a list here on first level. There's always 100 times d6 silver, and there's a chance for gold and other things. So let's roll a d6. All right, so there's 100 silver. And there is a 50% chance that there's gold. So 1 through 3, there'll be gold. There's not. There is a 5% chance, so a 1 on a d20 will do, that there's gems. Nope. 1 on a d20 that there's jewelry. Nope. 1 on a d20 there's some magic item there. Nope. All right. So they cruise down to this next room, which again was empty, which is like silver pieces scattered all over the floor. They scoop those up. And let's roll again for a random monster. No random monster. Okay. At this point, since they lost their friend and they've got some treasure, I think they're actually considering getting the heck out of here. So there's a room there. 2 rooms, actually. They're going to try the south room first. They listen. Again, all 3 of them will listen. Halfling, no. Human, yes. Elf, no. Okay, is there anything in that room? 4 is an empty room. They look in there. Is there any treasure? Nah, it's trash. Nothing worth getting. At this point, they're just ripping through this place. I mean, they easily could find things that might have value. Again, if you were running a party through this and it was that kind of campaign, you might be looking at vials and things for the alchemist, but parts and pieces they might be able to use. But for the purposes of this campaign, I'm just keeping everything as simple as possible. They don't find any treasure that's obvious. They're just going to move on. So they go to the stairway. They listen. Halfling, no. Human, no. Elf, yes. So if there's anything in the stairway, which there might be, let me roll for a random monster coming up. Nope. All right, nothing in the stairway. Oh, cool. Okay, now they get onto the first level. So they're at the first level, which I guess those stairs come out here. Yeah. So they're basically in a room, which I listened and already rolled. There's nothing in that room. There is a room to the... Looks like there's 2 doors here. The one to their right, which is basically this room in the center, they're going to roll first. They're all going to listen. Nope. Nope. Okay, they didn't hear anything, so they open the door. Let's see what's in here. Nothing. Empty. Treasure? No. Okay. Let's see. There's one more door. They listen. I'm here now. I feel like maybe I should have drawn this out. Let me know if you would have. Yeah, halfling hears, human hears. Wow, 3 ones. Good thing I wasn't rolling up character. This is actually going out into a main room with a set of stairs going down. Let me see what's in this room. 4, empty. Okay. Another empty room. Any treasure in here? No. Okay, from here, it looks like they've got 2 doors. So there's one on the east wall and one on the south. They're going to go south. Listen first. Halfling, no. Human, no. Elf, yes. Anything in that room? 1. There's a monster and treasure in that room. Okay, so let's see what's here. I have my D6 list. They already killed the Goblin King, so I decided that if anything's a reroll, there's going to be skeletons. 1. Oh, interesting. This is the Apprentice Wizard. Oh, he's in the doorway, too. So, according to the back of this, I'll read it to you. An apprentice has locked himself in a set of old labs and is working on unleashing a plague versus the goblins. Okay, so he's going to... Now, in OD&D, Necromancer is just a level, so it doesn't mean they're necessarily evil. But I'm going to say that there's a tendency that this Necromancer could be any alignment. I'm going to say low is evil, high is lawful, neutral's in the middle. Okay, so he was a neutrally guy, which means this apprentice is probably also neutral. So we're going to open the door and let's see if the apprentice is surprised. We hear him in here. So we hear it's a human. We hear him going around. We hear him talking, right? What's the state of mind? Let's think about this for a second. Can we tell? Again, I'm going to do my high-low thing here. Can we tell if it's a human in there? Because he's probably speaking common. So I'm going to say there's a good chance we can. So purple is no. Yeah, we can tell it's human. We have 2 magic users here listening. And it was the elf that heard. Can they tell that he's kind of mumbling about plagues and, magic and stuff? Yes, they can. Okay, so now let's do state of mind on this guy. He's making a plague. Is he just mad, or has he kind of lost his mind a little bit where we might have trouble with this guy? I'm going to make it 50-50 because we don't really know. No, he hasn't. Okay, so he's just mad, Well, actually, I guess I didn't really give an answer. Let me try that again, because is he this or this? Is the Necromancer dangerously, like he's kind of had a sanity breach? No. Okay, is he, not Necromancer, the Apprentice, is he dangerous because he's just dangerous? Yes. Okay. All right, so we hear him in there. It doesn't seem like it should be negative because we hear him ranting, but whatever. So the party's going to go for it. They don't know that, of course. So they open the door warily. The magic user By the way, this party all has terrible charisma. Let me see the halfling's charisma. Yeah, I think the halfling has the highest charisma with 8. 6 for the elf. 7 for this guy. Even though the magic user here is not the highest charisma, he is a human, so I feel like that's going to be smart to go with. So he's going to step up and introduce himself. And he's going to say that, he heard the goblins had raided the space and that they have come to wipe out the vermin. He's going to kind of play it like that, heroic. So let's get a reaction. I think we're just anything goes with this guy. So we're going to roll a reaction based on the NPC reaction table. And we got a 7. So that reaction table is in Men and Magic. Okay, uncertain. So at this point, it's right dead center too, right? So he says he's uncertain if he can trust the PCs, but he looks and he sees, there's 3 of them. He sees they're not goblins. And he says, how did you get in here? What's going on? And they're going to tell him that they slayed the Goblin King up top, right? They're going to just go at it and say the Goblin King was on top. They killed all these goblins. They'll show their bloodied weapons. Maybe she kept a broken 2-handed sword. So we're going to give them another roll. If it goes one way, if it was like, see, if it was a 6 or an 8, then I'd say if it's uncertain again, it goes that way or the other. But since we're in the middle, we're just going to go for it. 8. Okay. So, no, 9. 9 is accepts offer. Okay. So he says, okay, good. I'm trying to kill these goblins. I need your assistance. I'm trying to unleash this plague on the goblins. Okay. So what would he be thinking at this point? So let's do this. Again, we're going to go back to just strictly yes and no. White is yes. Purple's no. Does he know where most of the goblins are? No, he does not. Okay, does he know that he doesn't know? Or does he suspect? So does he know that he doesn't know? Yes, he knows that he doesn't know where they are. Okay, the party can explain where they've been and the goblins haven't been. And he can narrow it down and say, okay, well then, they're likely, they're likely in the basement. Because that makes the most sense, right? Because he's on this floor. It says a series of labs, and there's basically a bunch of rooms here. I'm just going to call that the series of labs. So I'm going to give, because I feel like this is something I would do as a DM, I'm going to say he's got some kind of random magic item that he's going to give to the party to go down there to wipe out the goblins as kind of like a trade. He is not going to go because he's working on his alchemy, but he will give them something. So let's roll up a random magic item. If it's something that has charges, then it'll just have a few charges so that I'm not giving the party something crazy to start off with randomly, but I feel like this works. So let's go over here. And of course, if it's, he's a little bit off, so it might not be something that's good at all. Could be completely random. I mean, meaning that it won't do anything. I mean, it's not going to be a map or anything like, or a scroll or anything like that, because that wouldn't make any sense. Okay, so I'm going to roll here to see what it is. If it comes up as scroll, then, yeah, well, I'll do it. Why not? It just won't be a map. Well, maybe he'll give me a map. Why not? Again, he's not exactly 100%. He hasn't completely, gone insane, but he's definitely not on. Okay, 76. Of course, it's a scroll after I just said that. All right, so scroll. Here we go. Oh, actually, in OD&D, the maps aren't on the scrolls anyway, so it doesn't matter. So it's probably going to be a spell scroll, which is good because I have 2 magic users. And I know they don't have read magic prepared, but I'll say that he does it for them. 79. Oh, no, it's not. It's protection from undead. Okay, that's interesting. That's actually an interesting scroll to have as a necromancer, right? Just in case. So, all right, he gives them a scroll of protection from undead. Which makes sense, actually, because he's going to say there could be, some of the necromancer's undead down there running around wild because he's now dead, right? Okay. So the party is going to go into the basement having made a deal with this apprentice to take out the rest of these goblins, and really they're hoping to get some more treasure. Now, down in the basement is going to be a little bit different situation. We know the Manticore is roaming down there. So the way I'm going to do this is every room they enter, I'm going to roll. On a 1 or a 2, it's the Manticore. On anything higher than that, or on a 1 or a 2, it's the Manticore. On a 6, it's another kind of random monster, like a goblin. And otherwise it's empty. And then we'll roll, you know, to see if there's any treasure or whatever down there. Okay, so they're going to go down to the basement. Hobbit in the lead with heavy crossbow. Behind him is going to be the magic user, who's going to have loaded up their oil flasks again. He'll take them from the elf. She had a few more extra ones. And he'll have flaming oil as his weapon. And the elf is going to go down with her longbow, hoping for the best, hoping to stay at a distance from these things. All right, so let's do it. They go down the stairs into the first room. 6, some other kind of encounter. Let's roll. 6. Goblin King. So I said if it's not the Goblin King, it's going to be skeletons. So we'll make it a D6 skeletons. Let's do that. Let's make it interesting. 3. Okay, so we see the D6 skeletons down, 3 skeletons down there. Is the party surprised? No. Is the skeleton surprised? No. All right. Skeleton is going to move at them. There's no special rules in OD&D about like edged weapons against skeletons or anything. So literally I'm just going to have them use their weapons. He's not going to waste the oil. The halfling is going to shoot with the heavy crossbow. So we'll check out heavy crossbow against Lightfoot. And what's kind of interesting about this system is that you do get these like weird, like he's probably going to take out more than one skeleton with a single shot. But I think that's okay because that actually creates kind of a really fun heroic moment where you can just like, you can either describe it in a cool way or it just is what it is, you know? All right, so heavy crossbow against Lightfoot. 2 dice per man, 4 through 6 hits. So he gets 2 dice because he's 1 man. He gets 1 die extra because he's in short range and he's halfling, so he's always in short range. And 1 die for his deck. So he's going to roll 4 dice. 4 through 6 hits, and he can add 1 to one of these dice. 1, 2, add 1 to that, 3. So the halfling just shoots his, you know, these skeletons are like, and he shoots the heavy crossbow through it, and it just shatters the skeletons. They fall to the ground. There you go. Dead. Well, they were already dead. All right. They move down into the next chamber. 2. 2 is the Manticore. Oh, crap. Okay. All right. So this is where it's going to get real. Because, of course, the Manticore is not something to be messing with as a low-level character. So this may be the time where the characters run for their lives. But they will probably make 1 volley at the thing if they can. Chances are that they're not going to be able to kill this thing. And I don't think that they would be foolish enough to think that they could. So I think this is basically what runs them out of this dungeon. But let's see if they can get out alive. So the Manticore defends as a medium horse. And it is it attacks, though, as either 6 light crossbows or 2 armored foot. It's going to be, we're at missile range. So what we're going to do here is we're going to say, is it 1 medium horse? Let me just check this. Let's quickly check this. Because I've been revamping this slightly. No, it would actually, it'd be 2 medium horses. Okay. So the way this works is, this is a little bit more advanced. So we'll jump into this. We're going back to our regular combat. The Manticore defends as 2 medium horses, which means that basically they need to do enough hits to take out 2 medium horses to kill it. And then, so what's going to happen now is, and all the missile fire will happen first anyways, but if they get a surprise round, that's really what they need. So let's see if, is the Manticore surprised? It is, yes. Is the party surprised? They are not. Okay, so this is where we want to be a little meta, and we're going to decide if, you know, they know the creature's big. I'm just going to decide how much they think they can do in 1 round of combat. Basically 2 rounds, but the Manticore will get a return shot the next round. Because when you are surprised, you automatically lose initiative the next round too. So they can actually run. They can do this and run. Heavy crossbow against a medium horse, he's going to throw 3 dice because he gets 1 die per man, 6 hits. He's going to throw 3 dice there. Longbow against a medium horse can't even hurt him. So really the halfling is the only one that has any chance of hurting this thing. So what we're going to do is, since they have a surprise round, the halfling is going to fire the heavy crossbow, and then the party is going to run like heck up the stairs and out of this place because the Manticore cannot fit up the stairs. Whew. All right, because of where, let me just point out where they are on the map so it's clear. Luckily, they encountered him pretty early on. Okay, so basically they came down these stairs to the first room. They're literally right here. So if they run back through this room, which they can do in one round, and get on the stairs, the Manicore, well, he might be able to shoot its tail at him. We'll see. One thing at a time. So there is a chance here. Yeah, I'm rolling 3 dice here. If the halfling gets a 6 on 2 of the dice, and he can add 1 to one of them, then the Manicore is dead with a single shot. If he does not, then the party is going to be in a lot of trouble. Everybody else is running, by the way. The halfling's the only one staying behind. The other 2 are going to just run. So they're actually not going to be victims of the Manicore if they don't. Boy, this halfling survives so well in the other thing. Let's hope he makes it. Come on, halfling. Ha! The Manicore turns in surprise. The halfling shoots the heavy crossbow right into its head. It staggers back, cross-eyed, confused, raises its tail to shoot the bolts, and then collapses to the ground. Holy crap. You need a heavy crossbow, people. You need a heavy crossbow. 1 Manicore. Wow. If you've been enjoying these, please do consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and you can check the show notes below. You can find a link to my Discord server if you want to join up over there and join the conversation as it would be, and a link to my Patreon if you'd like to support the channels. In any case, I'll talk to you soon.